Manchester United 2, Tottenham nil. We were down to 10 men in the 29th minute, ultimately costing us in this game. Stay tuned to the very end because Michael Carrick's side make it 4 wins in a row under him and defeat Tottenham. So a lot to discuss. Romero's red cards, both goals, the performance and result. Stay tuned. Hugely frustrating, right? Because make no mistake about it, we were competitive in the game. United always looked dangerous in that first half. And for so long as well, we've done well to stay in the game at 1-0 down with 10 men. So to come away with nothing is hugely frustrating. And Romero getting sent off in the 29th minute. My position on this is that it is a red card. It's the modern game that we're in, and you can win the ball, yes, but it's the follow through that matters. And it's a really high, it's dangerous. And you have to have a conversation, absolutely. There's been had before and has to be had again about the amount of red cards that Romero picks up, second of the season already, and far too many, and it is costing us. And we're at a time where we're down to the bare bones, with injuries. It's just beyond belief. It's the biggest and most severe injury crisis in the Premier League. It's beyond belief what Tottenham are experiencing, and I don't think it's an excuse necessarily, but definitely an explanation, let's just say. But we don't need players adding unnecessary stress on we're down to bare bones. We don't need that from Romero. And the frustrating things he won't be talking about. He took on 3 players before that. And I love his aggression and passion. I love that he took on 3 players in that move, but that's just poor. You don't need to do that. And you can tackle without the follow through. And I'm not saying he don't deliberately, but just need to calm down a little bit, not be overly aggressive in that situation. And that cost us. We had to withdraw Wilson Odobert, who's getting in good positions, giving United a few problems. Luke Shaw, giving him a few headaches. Nothing big, but just a few. And, it was poor from that. And from that moment, it's tough. It's incredibly tough. We haven't got game changers on the bench, understandably, because we're down to the bare bones compared to Man United, who've got like Sesko, shiny new signing, and Sesko's in form on the bench, and we don't have quite as much to bring on. Still players like Tell, etc., but not a lot in there. So that Romero made our task tougher, put it that way. And then United scored boom instantly from that red card, capitalising on the momentum of the red card as well, which does brings hype of the home crowd. Yeah, they're encouraged that they can go on and win the game, and then we saw that. And it was a training ground. Clearly, it was a training ground move. Let's just say from a corner, training ground set piece move, fantastic. Burmo, boom, goal. 2 things for me: shouldn't be free on the edge of the box. 10 men or 11 men. It's not the fact of where he is. I get that when you have one less player, you have to go, let's not mark as much outside the box. Let's leave the player outside the box. But when it's Brian and Burmo, there's only a few players, Fernandez and Burmo, Cunha, that I'd want to watch. And he's one of the 3 that I just mentioned there. The other one, Fernandez, the one who often takes the corners. So we haven't got too much to do in terms of marking. Of course, you want to watch from Maguire as well. And they're names you want to watch. But I think you've got to watch from Burmo on the edge of the box. And I don't think he gets the cleanest of strike behind it. And I mean, he takes a deflection, I believe, off Martinez. And I get it's traveling quickly and it's easy to say in hindsight. But I think Vicario, I'm not going to say Vicario's got to keep it out, but Vicario's got to get a hand to it to me, which he doesn't. So it's again hugely frustrating. You go down at the break, go down half time. 1-0 down is hugely frustrating. The second goal from Fernandez is a really nice goal, and that finished us off. We've done so well to get to the 80th minute, just 1-0 down in the game. Frank about to make those changes, but they didn't have the time to have the impact before we got the second goal, which is a real shame. And it's hugely frustrating. People blame Frank, but Romero sending off is what's cost us here. And I wouldn't strip him of his captaincy, which some Spurs fans have gone way too far in saying today. I don't think that will ever happen. I get that it's been difficult for Thomas Frank to deal with Romero this week, but I think a captain speaks up on behalf of the dressing room. A captain speaks up and is ambitious and challenges the owners, challenges asking for better. For me, Romero is the right captain for Tottenham. But this is a moment of rashness, of over-aggression, and it's not the first or last time that we see it from him, or have seen it from him in a Spurs shirt. So that, of course, wrong, rightly red-carded, and it's, again, frustrating. So the positive only being that Sousa come on, but again, you can flip that into a negative. A doggy's come, injured, and at the time recording, no update on him. Hopefully he's okay, but he had to be withdrawn, and we're just down to the bare bones now. And the board, I've said it before, I'll say it again, they really do have blood on their hands. They've watched. I'm not asking them to sign 12, 13 senior players in January. A, that's not realistic, and B, it's just wrong in so many. We don't need to do that, even though there's that many players we've got out. But I do think we needed more reinforcement, particularly in attacking positions, even in defensive positions as well, left down to the bare bones. And a lot of these injuries you knew about for January. Yes, it's been made worse in this window. I'm not even asking them to respond to all the injuries got in January, but the ones we did know about, they've done, excuse me, nothing to respond to. So hugely frustrating. Sousa come on, showed good pace at times, and I thought it was really solid debut from him. If I'm honest with you, got back whenever he was done. So no, it's hugely frustrating. But hey ho, Valini on a positive note, I thought was excellent. Vakari did make some good saves after the first goal they should have saved. So it's defeat for Tottenham. This one's not on Thomas Frank. I feel for him. We're down to the bare bones. Get involved in the comments below what you thought of this game. But for Michael Carrick and Man United, 4 wins in a row, and for us, top 6, top 8 looks more unrealistic than ever now. Manchester United, huge 15 points above us. We can absolutely write off, I think, the top 6. Now it's just a case of can we somehow get something like UEFA Conference League? Can we get top half even? Is the conversation now. And Romero being out for 4 games as well, it's just including the North London derby and the first game being Newcastle on Tuesday. So he's let himself down. He's let Thomas Frank down. He's let the players down, and he's let the fans down, unfortunately. As good as a captain and as a class player, and fans have short-term memories. They will not the fans are saying today that he's not world class, he's not a captain, he's not all these things. But yes, I'm in the position of you criticising for what he's done, but he's still class in many ways. But being without him for the North London derby in particular is a huge blow. But we move on. Frustrating. A bad start to the weekend for Spurs fans, and same points as Leeds. West Ham to play. We could be in the same as them if they beat Burnley. So I get that it's frustrating. That's not good enough. Credit to Manchester United. Credit where credit's due to the United and Michael Carrick. And I don't put this on Thomas Frank at all. But for now, come you Spurs. It's a 2-0 defeat.